Okay, so you just recently watched an epic UFC or MMA event at your friend's house, and you thought to yourself, maybe this is something I would want to do. Then you thought to yourself, well, what is it I would have to do to get there? How can I become an MMA fighter? In this video, I'm going to be breaking down what I believe are the most important steps when trying to become an MMA fighter. I'll be starting with the most simple steps, and then, at the end of the video, I'll be going over what I believe is the most important yet hardest step in the process to become an MMA fighter. So, stick around. So before we start, ask yourself, do you want to be a fighter? Let me ask you something serious. Are you ready for the toughest, most grueling lifestyle imaginable? Sure, the idea of fame, glory, and walking out to roaring crowds sounds exciting, but the reality is far from glamorous. Let's get real about what it actually takes to live the life of an MMA fighter. The harsh reality. Most people picture an MMA fighter's life as thrilling, spending your days training, enjoying free time, and walking into the ring for fame and fortune. Sounds cool, right? But here's the truth. It's a cycle of relentless hard work, sacrifices, and uncertainties. When you're in fight camp, life becomes a grind. Imagine training 2 to 3 times a day, every single day. You're not just learning new techniques, you're drilling the same moves repeatedly to perfect them. The monotony can be mentally exhausting. But skipping these repetitions isn't an option if you want to compete at the highest level. The sacrifices. This life isn't just physically demanding, it's emotionally and mentally taxing too. Think about it. Are you ready to leave your loved ones for weeks on end, cut off from the world with no phone, just so you can focus? Are you prepared to follow a strict, often bland diet to stay in peak condition? And when the fight is over, even if you're injured, your recovery time could mean weeks or months of waiting, sometimes unable to train while knowing your opponents are improving. The risks. Let's not sugarcoat it. MMA is dangerous. Broken bones, bruises, and seeing your own blood are inevitable. You'll lose fights, maybe even back-to-back, and the world can be unforgiving. Fans often judge you by your last performance. Lose once, and you're doubted. Lose twice, and your career might be on the line. Even if you're the best, bad days happen. Injuries, personal struggles, or even just a lucky punch can ruin months of preparation. And remember, this isn't a team sport. In MMA, the blame and the pain is all yours. The money myth. Think every MMA fighter lives like a superstar? Think again. The majority earn just enough to scrape by, often while risking long-term physical damage. Only a handful ever make it to the top and enjoy the financial rewards. For most, the fight purse must last months, covering training costs, medical bills, and daily expenses. The rewards, if you want it bad enough. But here's the flip side. For those who can endure it, nothing compares to the feeling of stepping into the ring. That moment when your name is announced and the crowd roars, it's terrifying and exhilarating all at once. And when your hand is raised in victory, for that one night, you're a hero. If you're passionate, disciplined, and willing to face the sacrifices, setbacks, and challenges, the rewards are worth it. But make no mistake, this life isn't for everyone. Conclusion. So ask yourself, do you really want to be a fighter? If the answer is yes, go all in. But if you're on the fence, think long and hard before stepping into this world. The road is tough, but for those who truly love it, the highs are unlike anything else. I don't want to kill anyone's dream, just precautions I thought you should consider. Now, it's up to you. What kind of fighter are you going to be? Now, before we officially get into the steps, we've got to talk about the levels of fighting. Now, I just broke it down into 2 simple steps, amateur and pro. But there are levels to both of those. There are levels to amateur and there are levels to pro. Beginning, contender, and champion in both of those. Now it's up to you as the viewer to decide how far in those levels you want to take it. Do you want to become a professional? Do you want to just have a couple of fights as an amateur? Or do you just want to have one fight to make sure it's off your bucket list and you gain that experience of being in the cage and fighting another person? Now, whether or not you're the person that just wants one fight, a couple of fights in the amateur ranks, or you want to take it all the way to the professional league, I've got steps in here that are important for all of you. What does it take to be an amateur fighter? And what does it take to be a pro fighter? There are going to be levels of sacrifice, and those levels are going to change depending on what you decide to do. So step 1, which is to establish yourself with a coach and a gym. Though this is my first step, it's still very important to establish yourself with the right coach and the right gym. You should be taking examples of other fighters and understanding what a good coach looks like. Don't just settle yourself into a bad situation. You need a good coach who looks out for you and wants success for you just as much as you want it for yourself. Going back to the sacrifices, people will take notice of how much you're willing to sacrifice, and the first person who's going to notice that is your coach. It's going to determine how much time they're willing to put into you. If you show them that you can show up every day and put in the work, then they're going to want to dedicate time to you. Another thing that I'll add to step 1 is that you're probably going to need more than one coach. MMA stands for mixed martial arts, so you're going to be doing jiu-jitsu, wrestling, kickboxing, Muay Thai, and boxing. You're going to need to establish yourself with coaches who have the knowledge in those various arts. So you might be going to a Muay Thai gym, a kickboxing gym, a boxing gym, or a jiu-jitsu gym. Then, you might be going somewhere else for your wrestling, or you'll be lucky enough to find it all in one place. But you're going to need to establish those coaches for those particular arts. Step 2. Training. Training like an MMA fighter sounds intense. Well, strap in, because it's not just tough, it's a whole new level of brutal. But guess what? You can do it. Let's dive right in. First, we need to understand that MMA training is nothing like bodybuilding at all. It is much more complex. The bigger a person is, the more muscle they have, and the greater amount of oxygen is needed to keep those muscles going. Big dudes often have very poor breathing because of less cardio, so they tire easily, just after one round. Remember, MMA is a stamina-based sport and requires a combination of 7 major components: agility, flexibility, strength, speed, power, stamina, and endurance. So, we can pretty much say that MMA is focused on much more than just being strong. It is an explosive sport. You need to combine workout sessions for each of these components to develop muscles specifically designed to fight in professional matches. We need a balanced combination of muscle types that provide explosiveness, endurance, control, and agility. Now stay with me as we train our muscles to develop each of these components. I'll also give you a free weekly workout plan in this video. 1. Agility. Move like a fighter. If you want to be fast and unpredictable, agility isn't optional. It's your foundation for reaction speed and quick movements. Here's how to get it. Agility ladder drills. Do ladder drills like in and out steps and shuffles. This isn't for show. Every step and shift is about sharpening footwork and building coordination. Cone drills. Set up cones in a T-shape or zigzag. Move through them fast. Each change in direction mimics dodging blows and creating angles in the cage. Partner drills. Work with a partner who moves randomly while you follow. This keeps you ready for anything, like a real fight. 2. Flexibility. Basic survival. Flexibility is non-negotiable. Tight muscles limit your range, slow you down, and make you weak. To get flexible, hit these daily. Dynamic stretching. Before training, do leg swings, arm circles, and hip rotations. Flexibility keeps you fluid, loose, and ready to dodge and strike. Static stretching in yoga after workouts. Use stretches like deep lunges and pigeon poses. Your body needs to bend and stretch, especially in the hips, shoulders, and hamstrings. Resistance band stretching. Take stretching deeper with resistance bands for your lower body and shoulders, key areas for grappling and takedowns. 3. Strength power starts here. Khabib didn't get strong by lifting light. Real strength comes from complex, focused training. Here's what you need. Compound lifts. Heavy squats, deadlifts, and bench presses hit major muscle groups and give you raw power for landing brutal blows. Single leg exercises. Bulgarian split squats and lunges build balance and stability for grappling, giving you the edge to stay grounded. Grip strength. Try farmer's carries and wrist curls to lock onto opponents and control them. If your grip fails, you fail. 4. Speed. The knockout weapon. Speed kills in a fight. You can't just be strong, you have to be fast. Here's the plan. Sprinting intervals. Sprint for 20 to 40 yards with short rests. This boosts speed and builds explosiveness in your legs. Bag work and pad work. Go for high-speed combos on the bag or with mitts. Move fast, strike fast, train like you're in the cage. 5. Power. Put them down hard. Want your hits to knock opponents back? You need power. Train these 2 to 3 times a week. Plyometric exercises. Box jumps, medicine ball slams, and clap push-ups build explosive power. These moves aren't easy, but they make you dangerous. Olympic lifts. Power cleans and snatches boost total body power for explosive takedowns. Core and hip workouts. A strong core means stronger hits. Do sit-ups, leg raises, and hip thrusts for that critical core strength. 6. Stamina. Stay in the fight. If you can't last, you can't win. Build stamina with these. Circuit training. Mix push-ups, burpees, and squats in a fast-paced circuit. Minimal rest, maximum pain, and massive stamina boost. Sparring rounds. Go for multiple sparring rounds. Fight-specific endurance means you last longer than your opponent. Swimming and running. Long swim sessions and distance runs push your limits and give you the cardio edge. 7. Endurance. Take the hits and keep going. If you can't endure the pain, stay out of the fight. Here's the brutal reality. Taking hits. Train with controlled sparring and actually take hits. Your body must be ready to absorb and keep moving. Training beyond failure. Push beyond exhaustion, with exercises like push-ups and pull-ups until you physically can't. This builds crazy endurance without bulking up. Diet and recovery. An optimal diet for a professional MMA fighter requires a careful balance of macronutrients, proteins, carbohydrates, and fats to fuel intense training, support muscle recovery, and maintain energy levels. Protein. Aim for 1.6 to 2.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight daily. Good sources include lean meats, eggs, Greek yogurt, and tofu. Carbs. High-quality carbs like brown rice, oats, and sweet potatoes refuel glycogen stores. Fats. Healthy fats from avocados, nuts, seeds, and fatty fish support brain function and joint health. Recovery strategies. Sleep. Aim for 7 to 9 hours nightly. Active recovery. Engage in light activities like walking or yoga. Cold therapy. Ice baths or alternating hot and cold baths reduce inflammation. Foam rolling. Release muscle tightness and improve circulation. Mindfulness. Practices like meditation improve relaxation and recovery. Step 3. Build a routine. Building a routine that optimizes your health and training is crucial. A consistent schedule helps enhance your performance and keeps you on track. Start by organizing your daily activities. Think about when you wake up, when you train, when you eat, and when you go to bed. It's important to stick to a set routine that aligns with your schedule. Start with figuring out the basics. When is your first training session? When is your last training session? What time will you eat your meals? How many meals do you have in a day? Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Having a clear and consistent routine will optimize your health, improve training consistency, and help you train in a healthy way. Nutrition plays a huge part in this routine. What you eat directly affects how you perform, how quickly you recover, your immune system, and even your sleep quality. Sticking to a healthy eating routine not only fuels your body but builds your self-discipline, which can translate into better performance in martial arts. Step 4. Compete. Competing is one of the most important steps to improving your martial arts journey. I don't mean throwing yourself into an MMA fight right away, but rather finding a specific discipline within mixed martial arts that you love, and start competing in that. Whether it's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, kickboxing, Muay Thai, or boxing, pick one area and start participating in competitions. Competing in these individual sports will help you focus on one aspect of MMA, which allows you to hone your skills and get comfortable with the competition mindset. You'll also learn to manage the nerves that come with fighting in front of others. Handling the stress of competing against strangers and dealing with spectators, both cheering for you and against you, will become second nature over time. However, don't compete so often that you skip out on the practice time needed to correct your mistakes. Whether you win or lose, every competition will highlight the areas where you can improve. Make sure to bring those lessons back to your practice sessions to work on those weaknesses. In this way, you can fully leverage the benefits of competition to grow in martial arts. Step 5. Build a team support system. For me, the most important step in the journey of MMA is building a strong team and support system. As you get deeper into the sport, you'll begin to realize that not many people fully understand why you do what you do. Some might even look down on the sport or on you for choosing this path. If that bothers you, or if you're not willing to face that judgment, MMA might not be the right sport for you. However, if you choose to pursue MMA seriously, you'll want to surround yourself with people who believe in you and your goals just as much as you do. This means choosing the right friends and a supportive partner. When I was 15, my coach told me that if your partner doesn't prioritize your training, even when you've expressed how much you love it and how much it means to you, then they might not be the right person for you. A true partner is someone who supports your passion and encourages you to train because they know how much it matters to you. Support from family is also important. While you can choose your friends, you can't choose your family, but ideally, your family should support your goals as well. Being part of a good gym is equally crucial. A gym provides you with training partners who support you, a coach who believes in you, and friends who will cheer you on during competitions. Remember, even though you're locked in a cage with only 2 other people, the referee and your opponent, the journey is still a team effort. The stronger your team and the bond between you all, the more success you'll have in MMA. That said, no one else can do the work for you. MMA is a tough, lonely sport at times, but it's also incredibly gratifying. I encourage anyone who pursues it to treat it like a full-time job for as long as you commit to it, and most importantly, to love what you do. Martial arts has changed my life in so many ways, and I hope it can do the same for others. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. It helps others find this content, and it helps me too. If you're new here, consider subscribing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.